Hello, this is Kevin Annett, Eagle Strong Voice. It's June 25th, 2021. I'm speaking to you today on behalf of the Canadian Genocide Tribunal and as the appointed fiduciary officer of the traditional Squamish elder Capilano, who in 2008 authorized me on his territory in Vancouver to evict the criminal churches, Catholic, Anglican, and United Churches, and to conduct an ongoing investigation into the crimes against humanity in Canada. I'm speaking today, delivering you an important joint declaration of 9 Indigenous nations and the elders of those nations and our Canadian Genocide Tribunal. It's concerning the ongoing criminal conspiracy to cover up the remains of children at former residential school gravesites. It's entitled From Kamloops to Rome, Stop the Child Killers. A month of mourning and direct action begins on July 1st, 2021. And in summary, there's 4 calls in this declaration. First, a call and actually an order to the Crown agents that are presently destroying the mass grave site in Kamloops and other locations to cease and desist until a bona fide international investigation under the guidance of the elders themselves can return the children for a proper burial and do proper analysis on the remains. Secondly, declaring a week of national mourning across Canada starting July 1st. Thirdly, a call for direct actions to occupy and reclaim the properties of the genocidal churches, Catholic, Anglican, and United across Canada. And fourthly, an order to the Governor General, Prime Minister, and other officers in Canada to nullify the tax-exempt status of these genocidal churches and surrender those church leaders and themselves for prosecution as is required under international law. Prosecution to be conducted by the Indigenous nations within the umbrella of the Canadian Genocide Tribunal under the larger jurisdiction of the Federated Republic of Canada. Now here are the details. A joint call issued on Friday, June 25th by the Canadian Genocide Tribunal and elders of the Squamish, Gitxsan, Nuu-Chulnjuth, Interior Salish, Chilcotin, Cree, Anishinaabeg, Mohawk, and Mi'kmaq Indigenous nations across Canada. We are reminded, first of all, that under the UN Convention on Genocide, everyone is obligated by law and morality to prevent and punish genocide within their own borders, and to oppose such crimes by their own governments. Any failure to do so constitutes complicity in such crimes and is a punishable offense not only under international law, but the law of nations, the Indigenous nations of Canada. And here's the declaration of the elders of these 9 Indigenous nations and the Canadian Genocide Tribunal. For centuries, we have lived through the violence and horrors of Christian empire and seen its genocide, torture, and kill our children in Europe and here on Turtle Island. We still feel its attack on us every day as our children are trafficked and ruined, our land is stolen and destroyed by foreign powers, and our families and traditions disintegrate. We are dying as people of the Great Spirit, and no amount of words and blood money will save us. The churches and governments that began this crime are continuing it today under a mask of lies. So now it is up to we as sovereign people to uproot and end this sickness once and for all, relying on the great law and our ancestors. The uprooting must begin in ourselves, for we have all been accomplices in this crime. We must reclaim our spirit and our lives by cleansing ourselves of the atrocities and big lie of a corporate church and state. In that spirit and understanding within the great law of creation, we declare the following. 1. The graves of children killed in the Christian death camps, falsely called Indian residential schools, constitute sacred ground that cannot be opened and examined by any agent of the churches and government that killed them, including puppet band councils. Only an independent tribunal, within the authority of traditional land law jurisdiction and international law, may conduct forensic studies and excavations of these and other burial sites on our territories. We hereby authorize such work. And so, therefore, as the sovereign title holders of this land, we order all Crown and Church agents to immediately stop their actions at these burial sites or face immediate and permanent banishing from our territories. 2. We call to all peoples of Canada to separate themselves from the crimes and culture of our domestic genocide. And we therefore declare a week of mourning, fasting, and prayer across the territories known as Canada, commencing at sunrise on Thursday, July 1st, 2021. We ask all people at that time to withdraw their labor, their payments, their thoughts and energy from society, and stand separate within the heart of creation, asking the Great Spirit for guidance and strength to do what is just and right. Thirdly, to save our children and recover what has been stolen from us, and in accordance with international law, we call upon all people to join with us in direct public actions throughout the month of July 2021 and beyond then, to occupy and reclaim the properties, the lands, and the wealth of the criminal churches that killed over 60,000 of our children in the residential school death camps, namely the Catholic, Anglican, and United Church of Canada. We hereby declare these churches permanently banished from our territories. And finally, point 4, to reclaim the land called Canada from the criminally convicted regime known as the Crown of England and its Vatican sponsor. As the sovereign title holders of this land called Canada, we order the Governor-General, the Prime Minister, members of the Privy Council and Parliament, and all fiduciary officers of the Government of Canada to do two things. One, to immediately comply with international law by nullifying the tax exemptions, privileges, and legal status of these aforementioned genocidal churches, and 2, surrendering themselves and the officers of these churches to stand before our nations and its Canadian Genocide Tribunal for trial, judgment, and sentencing as culpable parties to ongoing crimes against humanity. Let all the people separate from evil and stand with us as free and sovereign nations. This is our time. Stand with us. Issued this 25th day of June in the year 2021 on the sovereign territories of our nations and within the sovereign federated Republic of Canada. See murderbydecree.com, republicofcanada.ca. This is Kevin Annett, Eagle Strong Voice. More to come. Stand with us and take action.